that graphic, which not only dictate the direction the world goes, they overwhelmingly dictate the perception of people. And from perception comes action, or allowing the authorities to take actions, supporting them or not opposing them, because you have been persuaded that action is necessary because of your perception of the situation. So, my new book's called The Perception Deception, because that is absolutely what this conspiracy is.
There you go.
It's a deception of perception. And here we have those institutions that are fundamental in manipulating perception. So let's now look at some of these elements of that collective graphic in detail. Let's have a look at this one. Okay, this is secret societies, religions, and Satanism, which all, again, in the end, at the peak of their pyramids, at the inside, deep in the shadows, the bottom of the rabbit hole, they all worship and are dictated by and following the agenda of this archontic force. Now, in terms of Satanism, they absolutely know this. When they do their rituals, they are interacting with the gods, as they were known in the ancient world, this archontic force. And they absolutely know. Then you go into the secret societies. Those secret societies I mentioned earlier, very, very close to the spider, the really exclusive of exclusive secret societies. They know that they're worshipping this archontic force and carrying out the mandate, the agenda of this force. But as you go lower down the degrees in the secret societies, they know less and less and less of what they're really serving, because they, as the nature of a degree, say the Freemasons, the vast majority of Freemasons are in the bottom 3 levels of degree. At that level, you are clueless unless you're a big-time insider working their way up. You are clueless about what is actually at the top of the pyramid. You only know what they tell you. And then you go to the higher degree and a higher degree, and as Freemasons have told me, and ex-Freemasons, when you get to the high degrees, they tell you something different to what they told you lower down. It's all the manipulation of perception again. So the vast majority of people, if you take the secret societies in general, they are not aware of what's at the top of the pyramid and what this force, this grand architect of the universe, the Freemasons call it, this architect of the universe, what that really is. And it's this archontic force, as I explain in detail in the books. And then we come to religion. And most people following religions do not know in the slightest what the force that they are worshipping really is. They think it's some god of the Bible, or a god of the Quran, or god of Hinduism, or whatever. But in the end, what they're doing is giving their energy, as I explained in the last dot connector, they're giving their energy through their focus on the deities to this force, which feeds off human emotional energy. And if you look at religion, it brings me back again to the whole thing about perception manipulation. How many people live their lives because in a certain way because their religion tells them that? And when you look at any religion, they take this same basic structure. You've got people, usually men, overwhelmingly men, usually in frocks, and they stand there as the arbiter and the middlemen between the deity, God, actually these archontic entities operating outside of human sight, and the congregation. So the congregation is, if you like, communicating with their deities through these men in frocks. And whether you go to the synagogue, whether you go to the mosque, whether you go to the church, whether you go to the temple, you have this same structure where the hierarchy of the church, the religion, dictates the belief systems of the congregation. Because if you don't accept that, then you're not a Christian, you're not a Hindu, you're not carrying out the Jewish religion as you should. But in the end, that same force is what they're worshipping. And what religions are, they are belief systems which give you such a narrow band of possibility, of possible perception of reality, perception of self. Because if it's not between the covers of some holy book, then it can't be true. Otherwise it would be in there. And you can't say that, even though you're backing it up with evidence, because if that was true, this would tell me that, and it's telling me the opposite. So it's all, I've described for a long time religion as the greatest form of mind control ever invented, and it is. But while you can appreciate that Satanism and secret societies with their strange rituals, and religion with their rituals, it's just people won't like this, but I call religion Satanism light, because if you look at things like the Eucharist and the drinking of the blood and the eating of the flesh as a biscuit or red wine or whatever, it's just Satanism light, because Satanists do the real thing. But it all goes back to ancient Babylon and beyond. Whether it's the religions, whether it's the secret societies, whether it's Satanism, you can take it all back to the same source.
We talked about the parting of the seas in the papers the other day, didn't we?
Yeah.
All the similar stories, and they're all the same along the way.
Exactly. So we have the parting of the Red Sea, so that the Israelites could escape from the Pharaoh, and then in the Hindu belief system, you have the parting of the river to allow Krishna and co. to escape from their enemies. You find the same thing all over the place. You've got Moses found in the bulrushes in a basket, and I think it's King Sargon in Babylon and back to Sumer. That story was told in basically the same way. They're all the same stories. And they just are given different names and put in different historical settings. Same with Jesus, I have to say. So it's not, however, like I say, you would expect secret societies and religions and Satanism to operate in a certain way and maybe focus on a certain force, although most people in religion don't know it's the force that they're really focusing on. But this applies also to the, if you like, everyday institutions like politics and banking.